Welcome to the studio. Over the last few days, I have read through thousands of your comments on my last two videos about Washington House Bill 2321, and hundreds of you are saying the same thing. Loyal, you're wrong. This technology, it doesn't exist. It's impossible to police a shape. The government, they can't stop me from slicing a file. But you might be wrong. Not only does this technology already exist, most of you watching this video right now actually helped build it. You trained the monster that is about to destroy our entire 3D printing industry. And today, I'm going to tell you what that technology is and exactly how you did it. And if this bill passes, that thumbnail is not clickbait. The first offense is a misdemeanor. The second, third, fourth, fifth, felonies. All right, let's talk about it. The proposed bill requires a blocking technology and a firearms blueprint technology algorithm. Now the critics, they're saying that they'll just rename the file from lower receiver or illegal.stl to benchy.stl or butterfly.stl, and that's an easy bypass. If we're still living in the 1980s, you'd be right. But here's the truth. Every model, every printable shape can be broken down into basic geometry. And from that geometry, a unique fingerprint can be generated. A fingerprint that can be stored in a searchable database. Now, to check for a match, you generate the fingerprint of a file and then run it through a geometric search. Now that's simple in theory, but of course it's way more complex under the hood. Now, enter a company called Physna. Founded in 2015, their entire business is based on geometric DNA. Physna does not care what your file is named. It doesn't need metadata. It analyzes the model's geometry directly. Now, in 2020, Physna launched a platform that you all know very well. Thangs. How many of you have accounts there? How many of you have entered their weekly contests? Now, at one point, Thangs was giving away tens of thousands of dollars week after week, month after month. I mean, they must have had like $1 million marketing budget. Why? Were they just being generous? Maybe. Or maybe they were buying your data. Every model that you uploaded, every make that you posted, trained their geometry engine. You taught it how to recognize shapes, how components fit together, and how to identify a part regardless of its file format. Now, of course, there are legit uses for this tech. So here's an example. Let's say that you're repairing a tank, a tractor, or a piece of heavy equipment and you need a part. This tech can find identical or compatible parts across massive databases. It can save time. It can save millions of dollars. But you also remember the drama when Thangs was aggressively scanning other sites, Printables, MakerWorld, and Colts. Thangs has everything. They took advantage of open source. They've likely scraped every corner of the 3D printing internet, including those firearm parts. To be clear, I am not accusing Physna or Thangs, it's now owned I think by Shapeways as of like 2024, of having anything to do with this proposed legislation. But when the government says that they need a detection algorithm, this is the tech that they're talking about. It already exists. So how does this technology actually end up on your workbench? The bill requires printers to include this blocking capability, all new ones. And it all starts in the slicer. If this bill becomes law, your slicer won't just generate G-code. First, it will generate a geometric fingerprint of your model. Then it's going to send that fingerprint to a central database, a blacklist. This database contains the DNA of every banned shape. If your file, let's just say, is a 90% match to something banned, the server sends back a deny and your slicer refuses to slice it. Now you'll say, but Loyal, I'll just use an old slicer or I'll use an offline printer. Well, that's where the firmware comes in. This bill mandates hardware compliance. Future firmware updates could require a digital signature from an authorized slicer before your printer even moves. No internet connection? Your printer might refuse to operate or demand a secure handshake to prove that it hasn't been tampered with. Now, this is technically for new machines only, for now. But like I said in my last videos, they're coming after the printers that you already own. They don't want you buying, selling, or trading them at all. This is a full court press on our entire industry, and it doesn't just stop at 3D printers. It applies to CNC machines, lathes, lasers, any computer-controlled tool that adds or removes material. This goes far beyond firearms. This is a privacy nightmare for every engineer, every designer, every business owner. Let's say you invent a new product, something groundbreaking, and it has nothing to do with firearms or anything illegal or illicit. To print it, your slicer has to send its geometric DNA to a third-party server to be cleared. Now, who owns that server? Is it a company like FISA? The government? Or a foreign company? Most of the printers we use are manufactured overseas. Now, are you comfortable sending your proprietary designs to an unknown database, foreign or domestic, just to prove that you aren't printing a handguard or trigger guard? Just like AI scrapes the internet for images and text, these geometry engines want your work. They want your intellectual property. They want your designs. They want your prototypes. And once it leaves your local network, you can't take it back. And now the final nail. Once that infrastructure is in place, once the blacklist exists, it won't stay limited to firearms, I can promise you that. We've seen this story before. Big corporations will lobby to add their parts to the blacklist. You try to print a replacement part for your tractor, denied. Intellectual property violation. You try to print a superhero bust for your children, denied. Copyright infringement. This tech becomes DRM for the physical world. Your printer essentially becomes a vending machine that only makes pre-approved objects. Now, I know this sounds dystopian, like something right straight out of science fiction, but the code is already written. The platforms already exist, and now the legislation is being written to make it mandatory. The good news is, though, right now, Washington House Bill 2321 is still in committee. It is not law yet. But yelling in the comments that this is impossible, it doesn't help. We need to understand the threat so that we can fight it intelligently. If the bill moves to a vote, I will be the first to let you know. So make sure that you're subscribed and you ring that bell. Now, this is a political issue. Yes, I know. But it is not a partisan issue. And there's a big difference there. This affects all of us. Now, in the description, I've linked the bill and resources to help you contact your representatives, but please be calm, be professional, tell them that you are a creator, that you are a hobbyist, that you're an engineer, and that banning shapes is not the answer. Surveilling private property is not acceptable. Now, I am doing everything that I can to stay on top of this legislation and explain it as clearly as possible. If you'd like to support that, consider becoming a YouTube member. It helps me keep making videos just like this and not chasing the safe content. This isn't about firearms anymore. It's about the right to make. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. And YouTube wants you to go watch this one. So go do that. But please, there's 2 other videos right before this one. If you haven't seen it to get caught up, go do that.